Did you know that only 30% of women regularly climax during sex? Let that sink in for a moment. That's less than 1/3 of all women who experience this regularly. For years, we've been led to believe that orgasms are just a natural part of sex, something that happens easily and consistently. But for many women, this couldn't be further from the truth. I used to think that orgasms were just a given, that they were the ultimate goal in intimacy. If a woman didn't climax, I assumed something must be wrong, maybe with her or the relationship. But as I began exploring this topic, listening to real women and their unfiltered experiences, I realized just how complex and misunderstood orgasms truly are. In today's video, we'll uncover shocking confessions from women about their orgasms, raw, real stories that challenge the stereotypes and myths society has perpetuated for far too long. These revelations are going to change the way you think about intimacy, pleasure, and connection. So, let's dive in. Breaking the myths around women's orgasms. If you've ever felt like there's something wrong with you because you didn't orgasm during sex, let me assure you, you're not alone. You are not broken. Society has painted this picture that orgasms are universal, effortless, and mandatory for every sexual encounter. But that's simply not true. Women's experiences with orgasms are as unique as their fingerprints, and there is no one-size-fits-all formula for pleasure. I used to believe that orgasms were supposed to happen automatically, as though they were some pre-programmed response to intimacy, and if they didn't, well, it meant I was doing something wrong. That mindset led to so much self-doubt and confusion. It wasn't until I started having honest conversations with other women that I realized the vast diversity in how we experience pleasure. These conversations opened my eyes to a simple truth. There's no normal when it comes to orgasms. One common myth is that women's orgasms must look or sound a certain way. Society glorifies the idea that if a woman isn't moaning loudly or visibly reaching a climax, then she must not be enjoying herself. But women's experiences of pleasure don't always involve theatrics. Sometimes it's about feeling emotionally connected, safe, and valued. And those feelings aren't always discussed openly, are they? Let me ask you, do you think society places unrealistic expectations on women when it comes to orgasms? Drop a comment below. Let's break the silence and start talking about this openly. The struggles women face in sexual pleasure. For many women, the journey to orgasm is far from straightforward. Emotional, physical, and societal factors all play a role. In my own experience, I used to feel like I had to perform, to be the perfect partner and achieve orgasm every time. It wasn't until I heard other women's stories that I realized how common this pressure is. A lot of us grow up thinking that sexual success is measured by whether or not we climax. But is that really the point? What if intimacy isn't about achieving a specific goal, but about enjoying the journey? So many women have shared with me how their emotional state impacts their ability to climax. Without trust, emotional safety, and connection, it can be hard to fully let go and experience pleasure. Some women admitted they faked orgasms for years. Why? To avoid disappointing their partners or creating awkwardness. It's heartbreaking to think how many of us feel the need to pretend instead of focusing on our own satisfaction. Have you ever felt this way? Like you were failing if you didn't orgasm? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if this conversation resonates with you, don't forget to like and share this video so more women can feel supported and heard. It's not just about the techniques or the positions, but about knowing and honoring your own needs. Communication is key to pleasure. Here's another big takeaway. Communication is everything. For years I avoided telling my partner what I truly wanted because I didn't want to seem needy or risk hurting their feelings. But when I finally opened up, everything changed. Honest conversations about desires and boundaries deepened our connection and made intimacy so much more enjoyable. If you've ever felt shy or hesitant about expressing your needs, know that you're not alone. It takes courage, but it's worth it. Do you feel comfortable communicating your desires to your partner? If not, let's talk about it in the comments below. Your voice matters, and your pleasure matters too. Embracing your sexual power. The biggest lesson I've learned is that orgasms aren't the ultimate goal of intimacy. Instead, they're part of a larger journey toward connection, self-discovery, and empowerment. When I stopped focusing on the end result and started appreciating the experience itself, everything shifted. Your sexual journey is yours to define. Whether you climax every time, occasionally, or not at all, your experiences are valid. The key is to embrace your body, honor your desires, and trust that your path is unique and beautiful. The power of self-discovery. Let's not forget the importance of self-discovery. Exploring your own body can be one of the most empowering things you do. It's not selfish or taboo, it's self-love. When you understand what makes you feel good, you can communicate that to your partner, creating a more fulfilling and intimate connection. Final thoughts. Your sexuality is worth celebrating. Let's continue breaking down the taboos and empowering one another to embrace our desires without shame. If this message resonates with you, share this video with a friend and leave a comment below. Let's keep this conversation going. A prayer for empowerment and healing. Before we end, let's take a moment to pray together. Dear God, thank you for the strength and beauty of every woman watching today. May we all embrace our bodies and desires without fear or guilt. Help us to heal from past wounds, communicate openly, and honor our unique journeys. Bless us with the courage to explore our own power and the wisdom to share it with others. Amen. If this prayer touched your heart, leave an amen or a heart in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more empowering content, and let's continue building a community where every woman feels seen, heard, and valued.